I figure I must be talking over. All right, so this is Tom Earle, 67 Corvette. So what we're going to do is, which you already started, which is actually okay. He just wants to know what's right or technically what could be corrected with the car. You know, we're not here to take it apart. We're here to pretty much educate anybody who has a mid-year. Pretty much they're all kind of similar in years. So I know you guys already went underneath, so it's easy now to just kind of point out to some of the guys what's correct and what's incorrect, or talk about side pipes if you like, you know, stuff like that.
I'll leave that to you experts because I'm a rookie at judging this stuff.
All right, so Steve, if you wouldn't mind, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it.
One more point now.
All right, so we're going to go through some of the stuff that I know you've already looked at, some of the things that maybe he should consider maybe fixing or going over or...
Correct?
Correct? Yeah. Go ahead.
Would it make sense to maybe talk in terms of what would be NCRS as opposed to being a realistic driver for what we do, like we play with our cars, we keep them clean.
I personally wouldn't make an NCRS. I mean, that's me personally.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, but I would want to correct for my own person.
I want to know anyway.
Right, anyway, exactly.
Yeah. Anything I can learn to add to this car, I wouldn't hesitate at all to do, because to me, it's a terrific investment. I found this in 2018 in Virginia.
I don't know if they can hear in the background.
F&A Corvettes. It's a father and son. It was a father and son used car lot. And I found it online, and I would email back and forth, and half the times they wouldn't answer. So finally I got a hold of my friend Jerry York, took his car trailer, had a buddy of mine, put the money in my pocket, and drove there. We went there, and I guess it was like 6 hours, 7 hours, pull up, and we blocked their entranceway. The guy's trying to leave with a wrecker. It's the son going to pick up another used Corvette. I said, I've been trying to contact you guys about this car. They said, oh, you called me just in time. We go into the shop. It's sitting in the air with the 53 Corvette underneath it that his father bought him. Done.
Whoa.
And it's inside a heated garage, similar to this, but it was like 6 bays. So I said, don't even bring it down. Before I went down, I went online. I found this printout called Corv Sport. I got on the bench over there, and it actually let me look by code number, production year, date, what numbers would be on what parts, like the alternator, my carburetor numbers, the code for the engine. So I had that also as a guideline. So we got there, went up there, and my friend Vinny had the pad. I said, I crawled under the car and said, all right, start writing these numbers down. I'd read off the tranny number. I found that. I couldn't clearly see the differential number. That's what we're still working on. The engine number. Wrote it all down as we went along. And then sat down with the guy and said, okay, what's the best you can do? And I paid $70,000 for it back in 18. And since Meekum, the thing went crazy. So now my daughter's like, it's my car. Which is fine by me.
Well, it is an air-conditioned car, too, for those of you that don't.
Yeah, it was pretty loaded. It's AC, power windows, power steering, power brakes, a speed limiter. It's got the side exhaust, which is put on Anthony. It's 4-speed. The Marina Blue color is also an option. It's the 327-300, which I need to get under there and look at the block better. I already confirmed the VIN. Part of the fuel line blocks the code for the engine. I'd like to clearly get a better picture of that. But it's got the rear sway bar on it, which I always forget about. That's another crazy option I didn't think of. And actually, to my knowledge, it's supposed to have a vinyl interior. It came with leather. So I just put leather headrests into it, because I just like the look of the headrest in there. So I'm interested in anything you can find that it should need. Like me and Steve have been talking about a lot of stuff. Simple things, like I went and bought the braided ground straps just to have it. And he's pointed out a few places that I should have a ground strap attached. So not a problem. I got them home in the toolbox. Go home, bolt them right in. And that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for you to pull it apart, take it apart, tell me what it needs. Because to me, it's like 90% there, at least to me. It could be less than that, but to me, it's just make it that much better. And I'm still going to drive it.
What year did you say you bought it?
In 18.
2018?
2018.
And you only paid what?
70.
Aircon.
And let me tell you, when you went down to their lot, they had multiple split windows underneath awnings. Some were covered. I said, any of them? He said, no, we're holding on to them. They had every year you can think of. They just bought used Corvettes, and they sat on this like 2-acre lot there. And they got three heated garages, 6 bay each, with lifts in them. But I was right time, perfect time, just a lucky thing. So instead of all that money sitting in deferred comp for my kids when I'm gone, Stevie Whitey used to break my chops. What good is that doing you? Because I always had Corvettes when I used to hang out. 63 convertibles, 63 coupe I had, until I got married. We can't live in a car. That was it. And that didn't last. Stevie White. So anyway, went down and picked it up.
So we can start underneath?
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Come on, Steve, help us out here. Where is he? Okay, just some of the things that you might have picked out already, that just to really educate the guys.
I was surprised to hear about the Benz having a lip on the back of that.
Yes.
Yes, usually they're sanded off when somebody repaints the cars. So yeah.
So for those of you who don't know,
Slight lip on the back.
explain to them. Yeah.
Okay, usually when the guys repaint these cars, they end up getting in here with 80 paper and they end up sanding these damn lips off, and I don't know. There's 2 cars that like you to put them back on. It's a real pain in the ass, but this is a really nice car. And this is, John, how many cars? One of 323 base motor 4-speed air conditioned cars. One of 343.
I know it's an A.O. Smith body. And
Mine's A.O. Smith as well.
Said out of A.O. Smith Cars production, there was only 2,500 coupes built.
Okay.
So this is one of the 2,500.
Right. So according to the, ECLs?
Yeah, the ECL codes, which are all the optional codes.
67
You
coupe.
can drill in a lot further,
Yeah.
but it's one of 343. Small block air conditioning.
So yeah,
With-
I fit in
with a
that
stick.
category. Yes.
With a stick, yeah. So what else are we looking at?
So you picked that out. How about the side pipes? If you want to talk about that.
Okay, so this is not a side pipe car. You couldn't get side pipes on an A.O. Smith
Yeah.
car.
So for those,
Okay.
explain to them.
We all put side pipes on. We don't care. We don't care. But normally there would be tabs for the rocker panels that would be existing without the pipes. These have all been taken off. You can clearly see from the back that they're not here. When the guys put the pipes on, either they can trim them off, they can break the whole tab off, or they can bend them in against the chassis and leave them in case you want to put the factory exhaust back on. So this portion of the fender is trimmed off to put side pipes on. And a factory car would have the tab back here in the well also trimmed off, and the inner well would like have a half
If you guys
circle
want to see what he's talking about, you'll see.
The fiberglass body itself, it still has the lower tab.
Yeah,
you
it
wanna
still
take a
has
look
the
at that
rear
little
tabs
tab.
intact.
This here, Tom, like over here. See that tab right there?
On a real side pipe car,
They cut 'em off.
They would be cut off, and this inner well here would have like a half circle cut for clearance for heat. Okay, as well as the original rocker panel where the moldings screw onto originally. A side pipe car, that steel rocker panel will be pinched off so it can have a clip slide up to hold the side pipe stuff on. So there's a difference there also. What else do you want to know?
Well, we could talk about the trims, and Tom knows about that. So real trim,
That's
Real trim rings are
Right.
going to have 4 tabs around.
yeah, like 12, 3,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, not to be confused with the wheel weight.
So they have like these small clips. They're spring clips.
There's spring clips that catch the edge of the rim, and usually the aftermarket ones have fingers that go in and catch the rim
The
that way.
GTO had the same thing, right?
Right.
And the problem was, once you got it would never stay on the damn rim.
Right.
That was it. It'd never stay on the rim.
Right. This is a very nice car. I like this car.
So let's talk about the sway bar for a minute. Is that supposed to be here?
Typically with a small block car, no. Did
Right.
somebody add it? I don't know if it could have been added from the factory. It could have been added
Yeah,
from the
I don't
factory,
know.
right? I imagine it could have.
Well, trailers
But-
are always pre-filled anyway, right?
No, they're not.
So then that would be,
They're not.
That would be your first indication, the block underneath.
Right. Well, people have jigs made up to drill where the holes are.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and the block just slides right in there.
Yeah.
The block slides right in there. But these holes are there.
Right, they're there.
Yeah,
the chassis, these holes are
on the
there.
frame itself.
So,
Let's talk about the spring a little bit, because there's a lot of guys that know the difference
Yeah.
between a small block and a big block.
Why is this ended like that?
That's the body panel, that's the speaker. Okay, you got it.
yeah, they're all like that.
They're all like that.
They're all like
This
that.
guy sanded a little bit more on his side.
Yeah, it could be, but they're all like that. Listen, when you lift one of these bodies up
Good luck.
and you go to put it back down, to get around this mount right here is a royal pain in the ass. Okay, I do it on a lift. I pick the cars up on the rocker panels, and I put the chassis on casters, and I move it because I usually end up doing them myself. Okay, but there's been a few times that I've caught the edge on a painted car, dropping the body back down. I wasn't very happy about doing it, but it happens. It's a really tight squeeze. You kind of, you got to get it so the mount is like right here, and then you got to let the body down a little bit, and then roll the chassis back a little bit all at the same time. And when you're doing it by yourself, it's rough. It's rough. But
Well, I do want to talk about the spring for 1 minute.
okay.
Yeah, 7, 9, 13.
Right, so 7 is big block, 9 is small block.
Well, it's F41 versus
The 40.
Stop.
F40.
40.
Yeah.
It's 40 and 41.
Yeah.
So F41 is the fancy,
Fancy, right.
right? The heavy shocks and all that shit.
Yeah, which would have came with the sway bar too. That's the
Correct.
F41 comes with a sway bar.
Correct.
Is the front one a little bit bigger on the F41 stuff too? Isn't it a little bit
The
bigger
sway bar,
diameter?
yeah, it's
Yes.
a larger
And that-
diameter. Yeah.
So,
And when you deal in F41, it's front, back, shocks, and spring,
Springs,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
And whenever you guys buy an aftermarket spring, take it right off the bat that you're taking leafs out of it.
well, wait, so that's what I want to talk about.
Okay? You can call up Rock Auto and order a spring, and then you're going to sit the car down, and there's going to be that much space between
Well, wait.
your rear wheel wells.
So, John Kawachi, who's not here, has a 65. And Monday he called me up. He ordered a spring. I told him to get it from Eaton Spring in Michigan. Apparently, I think you told me that
Yeah.
the people who used to make it for them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. No longer make it, so they're having difficulties making the springs now. So he ordered a spring over a month ago. They said, "Oh, we have a problem." They happen to have a defective one. When I say defect, like if you look at the spring, they have curls. Problem with the reproduction curls, they're too curly. Number one, so we get the spring, and him and I try to put it in, and the bolts now, the stock bolts, are too short.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's another issue too. I'll get into that in a second.
Okay, so we ended up having to go to Ace Hardware. I had bought some hardware. Make a long story short, we got it in. The car sits beautiful. But go ahead, getting back to this, we couldn't understand. I mean, it's supposed to be stock spring, but obviously they must make the metal a little heavier.
It's a spring
don't-
like 250, 275, 300, 235.
I don't know what they do, but I've had reproduction springs that literally I had to go in there and take like this second leaf out of the stack. I took like the second one out, and then I went up 2 more and then took that one out. Okay, and then I've also found that somebody will go up and say, "Hey, these bolts look like shit." They'll go and buy some bolts, and then the bolts won't clamp the spring down totally. I'm looking for a picture of my yellow car.
explain
When
to-
I bought it from John, the car sat up. There was that much space in the rear wheel wall the day I took it off the truck, and that was because it had the wrong bolts.
Also
going in
explain
the rear.
about the hardware, that if you get longer hardware for the...
Oh, yeah.
Explain that.
If you get longer hardware and you're running in with an impact gun, you're okay with these two. But if you take these two, it'll run into the rear end and blow the cap off, and then it'll leak oil out of these two.
Blow the inside of the hand out.
Correct.
So the issue that I've found with, I'm not even calling them reproduction springs, they're replacement springs,
Okay.
is that the leaves are thicker and the liners are thicker.
Okay, that's the problem.
So even if you go to like some of the Corvette websites and it'll say with a replacement, if they sell you the spring, requires these bolts, because the spring is dimensionally fatter, but then the cost hits too high. So, you're
Well, I also got a better story. The same guy with the
Original
65
spring.
calls me up. He goes, listen, I got a spring from a friend of mine. It was a stock NOS spring. He goes, can you come? He goes, I can't get the thing in. Can you come and help me? I'm like, all right. So I go there. I look underneath. I'm like, John, this is never going to work. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I can't get the bolts in. I said, take it down, because he had one bolt holding it. Get me a ruler. Find out these are 2 1/4 wide. That one happened to be 2 1/2 wide. It's for an 80 or an 81 Corvette, which we didn't know. So he's muscling this thing for like a day, trying to get it in there, and it wouldn't even go in. If you look at them, but then once I saw it on the floor laying side by side, I said, John, look at the difference. You can see the difference just in the quality and the heaviness of it. So that's why he ended up ordering a new one.
I got
This is
lucky,
the
I
back
guess.
of my yellow car with the wrong bolts in it.
Okay.
See how high the back of it's sitting?
Yep.
Okay, you basically can stick your fist and put it on top of the tire and still be under the wheel well. And
That's-
just by changing the bolts, dropped it down like 4 inches.
Well, I tell you what, he lucked out. We put the new spring in, the one he got. We put the car down. I had him roll it back and forth. We took it for a ride. The car sits beautifully, level, really nice. I was really happy for him. I think, didn't you get yours from Eaton Spring,
I
too?
bought from Easton, and I bought all new bolts from Zip. Did it on my back in the garage.
That's what we did.
I think maybe, if I have to say, probably an inch, higher than, than being level with the car. I actually like the little bit of a rake like
Right.
that, but
And I think the 3 through 7 bolts are one length and 68 to 72 or 68 to 73.
Oh, really?
Are longer.
he'll
So
tell you how bad
that's-
mine was. He drove behind me to go to...
What, the car was dragging?
To go to Tobay that night.
To go into a different direction, mine's a convertible L71. So, in my interest of how I like to play, I replaced my 77 pounds of metal with TRW's 375 fiberglass. I must say this: the ride is just like if you ever put poly bushings in any part of your car. It's like, well, isn't that lovely? It almost makes it creature comfort to some degree, yet it still gives me what I need to put the ass end in the right position when I step into it. So, just a thought, a little
Okay.
sidebar.
I don't have my key to unlock that spare tie cover, but to my knowledge, that's an original spare in there.
Cool.
Hope you never have to use it.
I don't plan on using it, but I don't drive it.
Don't use that one anyway.
That happens, we're calling a flatbed, that's all there is.
Now, sometimes there is a date code, if I'm correct, on the top, stamped. You should be able to see a date code on the top.
It's an old freaking tire. It's got air in it too. I think.
Yeah, it's just good counterbalance.
Yeah.
But I was amazed that a lock was still there and worked.
So, I mean,
Let's spray some WD-40 and graphite in it.
it looks like he has the correct struts, right? Because there's different struts.
Yeah, it's-
Later models have a thicker one, heavier one.
Yeah, this was bigger down here and these are fatter.
So, again, little stuff like that.
He's the expert. He's got the same car.
He's got
all the suspensions out
It's
on the
all out
floor.
on the floor right now.
I gotta go home and turn my washers around.
That's common though, because
Get a wrench right now.
this is the way you think that they would go.
It's the
It's
way
like
we did it in
even-
the gas stations in the
Even
70s.
these, you see this? Wouldn't you think that the chamfered, the
Yeah.
round side would go down?
Right.
Not up, but that's the right way, it goes up.
Oh, so the
Yeah,
chamfered side goes up. Okay. I gotta
I
see if
would
we
think
did
it
that
would
with John's
just
car.
be, less of a
I
sharp
would-
edge on the bottom.
No, I would think that it's gonna be a cup to hold it in case it wants to shimmy or...
Well, no, they're not cupped, they're just chamfered. You see the edge, not the thing up top. These are rounded, they go up.
Yeah, they go up.
What's that all?
I put it that way.
Stupid.
And also, these cups, they usually peened, the original springs are peened over.
Yeah.
These are not.
The new ones are not.
No.
Because I still got the old springs and those are still,
They're still,
they're still peened over into the spring.
okay.
If you're up to it, you can do
Real
that.
nice car.
You can do that if you're up to it. You
No, I
can
know.
put a new one in there.
When I changed it about 3 weeks after I owned the car, I didn't know about it, but
Really? Okay.
I kept the spring, but if I would have realized it, I could work those
stupid-
over. I got
Yeah.
hydraulic presses that work and stuff like that, I could,
Stupid little nuance thing too is this.
Oh, you know what, I have the same problem.
The color of it.
Yeah, one
Supposed
side
to be
always sticks
yellow.
out.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I've
it's
had
like
it.
a, what is that, like a worn out light? It's not really
It
yellow.
the replacements, even though the Long Island Corvette was selling, were white.
Right.
It would include.
Did you say something about the rear numbers?
Well, we can't see them right now.
Yeah.
They're
But
like
they're,
painted over, yeah.
So-
Right there.
they're right here.
You know,
Right there. You
but I'm
can't
really
see 'em.
surprised though, because he's saying there's a 308 rear in here. The standard was usually a 336, I think.
330.
So I'm surprised that this has a 308. Usually the big blocks
You know,
have
what's the
308s.
RPM? So that's
My automatic car
That's
has
308s?
08s in
Yeah.
the back. Yeah.
So I'm really, oh, thanks, Tom.
But that's the automatic cars.
That's the automatic car. Yeah.
Big one.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's got
Now we're
And
talking.
it's really interesting on this
the rear
car
end of the small one.
is that the inner fenders from the factory, they were undercoated from the middle of the inner fender to the back.
Sound did make it.
Yes, and there is none on this car.
You'd have to.
Right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
It got hard and started to fall
It
off.
started at the.
Somebody could have scraped the rest of
Somebody,
it
I
off.
think, might have cleaned it off, but it was from the center of the front wheels back.
Correct.
Always had that, like, rubberized looking undercoating.
Correct.
There's
Once that shit
has-
gets hard, it comes off in sheets.
This has not even a trace, not even a trace of it.
So once it starts to come off, did somebody go in there with a little scraper and
definitely.
just pop it all off?
What color are the
Hey,
wheels?
let me ask you this. On that corner bolt, there should be a brace
The blue
there?
on the wheels. That's weird.
No, not on the outer corner. Only that
probably
one
repainted.
there.
That's who I am.
Only this one here?
Yeah, you got one brace that comes to these bolts and one brace that comes to that bolt.
Okay.
Nothing on the
ends?
corner.
Okay.
Nothing on the corner.
All right, that's just flat black. But yeah, you're right, there is something on here. That Pure, you ever work with that stuff Pure? I never did, so I'm
I
not
haven't
familiar
worked with it, but it's
I understand that
probably
you
as
can
thick as
brush it
that
on.
because it's pretty thick.
You can, but I'm saying you can brush
surprised
it
to see
on
a
and
sway
it acts like the Rhino shield that guys do on their beds.
I can't remember. Did I might have put one on my green car too.
Steve?
How come we got one in, one in the other way and I don't have castle?
What's that?
The both holding the wrist. Shouldn't we have castle nuts here and one in one and both in the same?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
They're supposed to be there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I guess the piece was a carryover piece.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I got one for you. How about this? Two bolts coming through that hold the carrier to the snubber. Isn't that supposed to, aren't they supposed to be castellated, popping out the same side with the pins? You know, mine did, and mine only has like 0 miles on it. Well, 3,000.
You might be right. Yeah. You know, when I put them in, it's usually at the last minute, the rear end's
They were
already
bitch to
up
put
there.
in.
I'm like, holy
You
shit.
can't get them in.
You
They're fucking
got the right
bitch.
caps on the end here, the typical use. They're not the bolted
Listen, I
guys.
have an original 22,000 mile car. Next time I see you, I'll tell you which way this is supposed to go. Car's never been touched, never been apart.
Yeah, I've had mine since 73.
Which ones is he asking about?
He's asking about the front
These two
pinion
guys
bolts
here.
that go
The snubber into
rear
the,
end.
the snubber.
I just took it apart. That's why I'm.
Bracket to rear end.
Mine has bolts coming through, castellated cotter pins, both from the same side.
I have a picture of it sitting on the floor.
Cool.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's what you need, something side to side.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's got a real low mileage car that.
Mine had 3,000 miles when I got it,
He
77.
never, the car was never apart. He's just
Never
taking it
apart.
apart for the first time.
So what do you got to flip over here, Tom?
What's that?
What do you got to flip? Nothing?
Oh, I survived.
No, not these.
These are supposed to be turned around the other way where they're cupped outwards, not inwards like.
Oh, really? They're cupped out? See, I didn't even know that.
There's the front one.
My eyes aren't good enough to say.
So the front one, that way.
The other way you could tell if this is a straight pipe car. Usually, there's straps that go here, but I don't see any threaded holes though. Let me ask Steve about that. Usually, there's usually there's straps, grounding straps, and usually there's a threaded hole. Hey, let me ask Steve.
What? Grounding straps for what?
For a straight exhaust car, they ground it right to the clamp from the chassis. They're busy in the back there doing something. I mean, he's got the insulation, which is good. Hey, I got a question.
Castle nut though.
Straight pipe car, which this should have been.
Yeah.
Isn't there a hole with a ground straps? But I don't see any threaded holes.
I think they're in the front, aren't they?
Are they? Oops. Oh, but is it threaded?
No, it's never had anything in it.
Is that a little weird?
That is weird. So what are you trying to tell me? Somebody put a chassis under the car?
No. I'm saying that maybe it came.
There you go, yeah.
I mean,
My eyes aren't good
They didn't
enough.
put the straps on.
I don't know, but no,
That looks like it's like.
Those are like self-thread.
they're grounded straps. So,
Right, you would see some kind of thread action in there.
Yeah, exactly.
and it doesn't even look like it was touched. Like usually you will see like a mark from a washer or,
Look, it doesn't have the.
you know,
Where does it go from there?
You see it?
usually to the
clamp on the
to the
exhaust
clamp on the
system.
exhaust system.
Well, you know, Steve,
Where have I seen that?
Next meeting, I'll give you that.
really,
Okay, thank you. Let me see this.
we can't even say that my rear end hasn't been out of the car.
What's that?
Because supposedly, they put a posse in it at the dealer.
Grease on
It's
it.
got grease on it.
They put the red tag on the drain plug though.
Anything else under here, Tom? How about the starter?
Got the bracket I just bought.
Oh, you got the. Oh, you.
Remember, I put that bracket,
Yeah, it has it on it.
has it on it.
And you even have the cover for it.
Yeah.
You have that, Rick? So it's supposed to have a bracket and a cover.
Definitely not.
Well, I got the bracket.
Well, he's got a bracket. He just bought a GM one.
Well, yeah,
In the GM box.
this is kind of.
So it has a cover for the solenoid and it has the bracket.
Like, it always seems like the end on positive.
Here's the window.
No, I definitely don't.
There you go.
The windows.
Well, we just bought it. We went to PA.
Yep.
A couple of vinyl, power windows.
What else?
You asking about the engine code, I guess?
Well, that we have to see on top. Yeah. Well, he's actually, we want to look at it because he's never really seen it.
Yeah,
So-
you gotta
I wanted to know what this text is.
What's that?
I always wanted to know what that's for.
Well, maybe Steve knows. Steve, you know what the tag designates?
I don't. It's probably
They do deteriorate over time.
Yeah, you want to see my tank sticker?
it's probably the part number for the transmission, I would
Okay.
imagine.
Also, for the guys who don't know, the serial number should be stamped
Serial number's over here.
over there, and then over here is the
Right. It is the generic date,
right, whatever.
more or less.
It's like a P number, a P
It's
something.
it'll end in 7 usually.
Got the car, you can see the fold mark in it. They folded it and they
Yeah,
put it
P, I see the P.
in the pouch. In the,
P7, so that's 67, and then I forget how the
Okay.
fucking thing breaks down. But it gives you a month and approximate date.
Did you check the serial number on here?
That?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The VIN?
he did.
That's
He
the
did?
VIN number, yeah, I
He
got
knew that
that.
already.
Okay.
That number's the same as the VIN number?
Yeah.
On this side, yes.
But it's,
Is the VIN number?
It's not
the
the
VIN on the
VIN.
motor doesn't have the S, the VIN on the tranny does have the S.
tank
Oh,
sticker,
okay.
water copy, because I had,
So what we're talking about before, see these little holes here? It doesn't look like they were used. Or maybe this one might.
Yeah, that one looks like
That
it
one
had.
that looks like it might be used.
I don't have my glasses.
I have a ground
This
strap
one,
in that
this
hole.
one,
Yeah, that's what it's
I
supposed to
got
be.
ground straps in there.
yeah, it's an undercarriage exhaust car. I have a ground strap
Yours ain't
here to
Smith
the
car?
exhaust
Flip these
panel.
on.
It wasn't here.
They're like 2+.
no, painted it.
They're super flexible.
Yeah, and the ground strap went through the muffler, went through the muffler clamp.
That one looks like it might have been used.
Yeah, that one was used.
One of the first guys that ever did fade paint.
This one probably just has dirt in the grits.
Well, there's a lot of grease on it.
You know.
Yes.
I'll have to wipe it down before I come back.
Anything else on here? We're pretty
Drive your
good.
car and enjoy it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm missing? This cover.
Are you missing that? There's different ones too. You got to be careful.
10 and 11. How do you know which one is
Steve,
which?
would you happen to know on this cover if it's a 10 or 11 or?
It's the flywheel cover that I asked
Yeah.
for. Mine is missing this cover. No, I don't, but I didn't replace it yet because I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, because they make
you gotta take the
different
side. It
ones,
says it's a 10 or an 11 flywheel.
A small block is a 10-inch flywheel,
Okay, that's-
a 10-inch clutch, and a big block is an 11-inch.
There you
clutch.
go.
So
There you go.
you
You take the starter out, you just put the floor bolts and slide
Yeah,
back up.
full bolts.
I didn't know which one to buy, so I
take
didn't
the
do
oil
it.
filter out too. Either that or you gotta shorten the threads on the bolt. 'Cause the one bolt is up over here.
To take what, the oil filter out?
Yeah, usual, like the one that's missing over here. Okay, usually you gotta take your oil filter out and put that bolt in.
Even if the oil filter was changed, it doesn't matter?
Well, if you
Because I have a canister now, not this.
Yeah, you take the canister down, the oil won't drain out of it, take it down, stick it on the floor, put the bolt in, and,
Yeah,
you
you go
know.
back. All right, cool.
10-inch, thank you.
Anything else on the, underneath, or we're pretty good here?
Pointed out the ground straps too already.
Yeah, we talked about the ground.
Yeah, there's another ground over there on the rocker panel.
Okay. Is there one on here or no?
No,
Over there.
only on that side. There's one on the frame mount to the front motor mount bolt. So there should be a ground from here to the front motor mount bolt there.
Okay.
You use that one. This one here that just clips onto the rocker panel. If that gets corroded in there, when you start at night, you'll have the lights on in the car. You'll be driving along, you'll put the single on, you'll start to see shit flashing on the dashboard. That's why.
Really?
Yeah, that's why.
See?
There's
Learn
also
something new
another
every day.
ground strap that goes from the last intake bolt on this side to the throttle wall. I can't see really what it does because it's all mounted in fiberglass.
Right.
Grounds the gas pump. The fucking linkage going in the car. You know, I can't see that one doing a lot. So.
And the only other thing that I would, these are supposed to have space in them, and they don't.
Yeah.
So you don't crush it. Right now they're crushed. When I say crushed, so if you put your finger here, you can feel the bolt. There's supposed to be a spacer in there to prevent it from crushing. The sleeve.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of on the old GTOs that I used to have.
So,
I only have one automatic Corvette, so. I just remember.
so Tom, what do you think? We're good under here?
And Tommy knows his license.
Yeah, we've already spoken about that several times. I told him. He goes, give me a little air. I'm like, yeah. You got to get the frames for your plate too.
But, well, that's the side of the frame.
No, they get the correct one.
There is a Y under here with a pinch point. It's the stops.
The limit switch.
If you can't turn adjustments on the Y to adjust it so it stays up, you can loosen the pinch point. Move the headlight to where you want and then retighten it.
You do that when you put over it, you get to it.
You got a lot of knowledge with that.
See that?
Well, most of us have worked on all of them. So.
All of a sudden the hood wants to go bang.
And like my other friend Chris, and he owns a shop, so we're kind of everybody's in, and he does all his own work.
It's missing.
No, I believe it's all been repainted.
There should be two little tiny brackets that go from the right of your support to these. There should be two Phillips screws down there. You see this? You see this bolt that's going through the radiator support? There's a little tin bracket that goes from there to here, and then a Phillips screw goes on the bottom.
Oh, I got that.
Supported all at this stage, or can we?
The bracket's missing, Steve?
You gotta know it?
Yeah, both sides.
All right, fine.
Oh, I gotta look at that too. Okay.
Yeah.
Ain't taking it from anything apart.
I've been hesitant
I don't blame you.
because I don't want to break the AC loose. It's still got a 12 in it.
Yeah.
But I bought the bottom repair kit,
Yeah.
so. And that'll be something I'll probably exactly carry.
Yeah. That's hood off and bolt from the fender wells. Keep track of all the shims.
Yes.
You gotta bolt it back together. The shit will move all over the place. Yeah.
Cool. So what do you think, Tom?
Well, you know me.
I know you.
I get my head in there if I could.
You gonna do this
I
with
want to
Jerry
see the
York?
ground.
If I had to.
I want to see.
Oh, which one did you want to see?
What else do we look at?
Can you show him the one ground strap that's over here? Is it here? Hold on. Hey, can you bring that light back for a minute, Tom?
Okay.
Oh,
Bolts on here, and it clips onto the edge of the rocker panel. Okay?
That's it right there?
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, can you explain that clip a little
That's
bit?
not right
so
there.
that's what you're missing.
That just pushes
That
on.
one's on.
Oh, that one's
It's
on.
kind of got
On
little
the
teeth
motor
in
mount,
the
yeah.
thing there.
Oh, okay.
That one there,
Does
if
it go to
I'm
that?
gonna take it off, I don't think it's going back.
Right there. So you can see
Yeah, to the-
it broke
It goes
off.
from
Yeah.
here to right there.
There's one more up front.
There's one more, okay? If you look up here, Okay, you see the bolt coming? Turn this a little bit. Okay, see, there's a 3/8 head self-tapping bolt right here, goes through the frame. There's a ground strap that goes from here to this front bolt on the engine block, on the motor mount.
Is that on most of them now?
That's on all of them.
It's like a braided copper.
Yeah, it's a little braided brass.
Half an inch maybe, you say, on that one?
Yeah, the thing is maybe 4 inches, 3-4 inches long, it's about half inch
You
wide.
might try to say the
Guys
fat
ain't
one
picking
that
out
goes,
too
where's that
much.
fat one go?
What's that?
You're not picking out too much.
No, that is a shape.
There's one here. There's one here.
Yeah, and you know what's even nicer? This, I know you might object, but this hasn't been messed with. Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
Well, it could be. It could have been replaced. What questioning is the rear sway bar? Because small blocks never came with them. So, like, did somebody add
I
it?
didn't see it in code F40 or F41.
Right. Because he has an F. You have an F40. 65. He has a 65 with F40. Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at his rear. And now, were you able to get F40 and 70 and 67? 41.
The 40 was the standard one.
I don't. Well, he has a 40 and he's 65 coupe.
I think that's the standard suspension. The F41 was performance.
I don't know. I'm a little confused about that.
Was it the 41 performance suspension? 41?
F40 was F40 and F41 are the same thing. F41 is what they call it later.
Oh, I see.
No difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think those look a little long to me. I've never seen them.
I don't. You know what? I don't know. Hey, Steve. Steve. Are these a little too long? Somebody was questioning.
Look at the top.
Are they too long?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
See how much room there's at the top? Sticking
Yeah.
up?
Maybe a little bit. Okay. You know, a lot of times you get these freaking kits, bolts along, and believe it or not, you go to put the things together and you can't get the nuts caught on top.
I know.
Yeah, and then you take the impact gun and drive them down and squeeze all the rubbers out all over the place and shit. You know. You don't like it? Whiz wheel, cut it down a little bit. Little file go
Well,
around
he
it.
was
There'll be
asking,
another
you know, what might not be right. Like, that might be one of them.
All right, so I guess we could bring it down.
Well, see how MJ did on the seats.
Oh yeah. Hey, Tone.
I'm waiting for him.
Clean up everything you can,
We're ready to bring it down. We ready?
Is the top of my head still gray?
Yeah, it's still great.
There's not that much grease under this.
No, no.
Clean as hell.
I love this.
That was the spot that needed it. Yeah. That was a good time to do it.
Bring it down?
We're gonna bring it down, Tom. Right?
Everybody clear?
Tommy, you need to set a red You need to set a red line tire.
That's what I say too. Absolutely.
We thought about buying the aftermarket turbine.
And they come with gold?
60, no.
60 bucks?
Six
Oh,
now.
7.
7's the red.
This is a 7. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. You gotta fix this bumper. See how it's kind of hooked up. You gotta pick that up.
There's only so much we can do.
Like I said, this is pointing up, or is it at the arm where it bounces underneath? Let's tweak this way.
So what do you wanna do? The engine quick, real quick?
Whatever you
Or?
want.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Tommy, a lot of times you gotta set those bottom locomotive braces.
Yeah.
Well, I know we didn't look at the engine yet, so.
Don't see how this
Tom, do you want to talk about the motor a little bit?
You had to go say. All right.
That's probably the only thing I
Just so you know, anything you see that not correct, I've been buying. So like I have 2 sets of the tins.
Well, explain to those who don't know. So, go ahead.
This motor is supposed to have tin valve covers, not these aluminum. But these are, I don't know if they're called considered early or late, but they got the mold mark going through the word Corvette, which is considered more desirable from what I understand. But it should have tin, red.
I don't know either. I don't know.
So many different I bought 2 sets of Carlisle at the store to put away. And that's what I've been doing with Stan. I've been learning. Anything I find that the car needs, I've been going to buy. Like I'm missing my shielding over the spark plugs. But I also found out that the left side rear one is not chrome, it's stainless steel. And everything else is chrome.
See, I wouldn't have known.
And then I was able to get a whole Carlisle.
Well, but you know what? I bought miscellaneous
So I had
and
to
some
buy the
stairs, and I
bracket.
couldn't understand why.
So I
Here's
just
the
keep
big one,
buying,
the back
putting
one.
it away
I don't know.
for a nice day to attack the job. So for the most part, anything you guys see that is missing, I have already home. I have the
You
original,
learned that the one is stainless? and the rest
yes,
is chrome.
because who they subcontracted to build it, the first productions, the rear was done out of stainless
You
steel.
have
To the next one.
I have
I would like to see the convertible.
The bolts
Yeah,
that
that
you
one.
had for those,
Big bottom.
might be,
I might take a
I got
ride
the
in
are
brackets.
they,
after this one goes.
are they like regular?
You know, I wasn't
Mine
looking
are,
at the summer.
they're wing nuts. Mine are.
Okay.
You know, now I can leave the money I had in the bank to buy that car and
Do whatever.
So, I'd say go ahead. What do you think? What do you want?
Well, the only thing he never checked was the back casting on this to make sure.
it should be a 657 block.
I don't
I
know.
noticed
Is it a
I got the
650?
VIN number, but I never saw the code letters on the
Do
pad.
you have a? Do you? Oh, he never saw the code on the tab.
I'm not the guy doing. You got glasses.
You want something to put on? He wants to know.
You want to talk blades on the fan when you have air?
What's that?
You want to talk about the blades on the fan when you have
You
air?
can do that.
This is why I'm so interested. That was me. And that
So
was
you
my
got to
car.
get another one.
What was I doing that day with you?
I'm only breaking the shoe. What do you think, Chris? Interesting? You're right.
Yeah, they got straight. And when you got into the later ones, they got really strange looking. They had this little thing that would rip your
I
fingers off.
just read it. I'm reading Chris's books.
Oh, I got a ton of books.
Looks good.
Well, we're trying to. Only thing I don't love, he don't want to have a cover.
Yeah, I don't want to lean.
You need a light.
Well, Tony may have something.
Looks like an inch.
I'm gonna try to see if I can take a picture of it to see if it
So, yeah, he just had it done.
No, but I thought they were low.
No, they're big like that. Yeah, they don't look as good in a convertible. Convertible.
Actually, I seen them on the road.
Oh no, they have. I think Danny.
I seen them on the
Got the yellow ones. Only got the
I
yellow
think Danny has it. I mean, his car.
but they don't look that
Trying to
high.
get past that?
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could get the picture of
I
the.
thought they were only like 3 inches.
The only thing he doesn't know is the casting on the back.
Is he going to?
Let me try to get into my phone this morning.
You like it?
There's a light, maybe.
I have a. You need a flashlight? There's a flashlight right here. The lamp. No, hey, Cosmo. On the bench, there's a small flashlight. Yeah, that's fun. That's good.
That's the letter I'm not confused about.
I even got my wife to come. What? I even got my wife to come.
It's good. All that they're all in there having a good time.
Well,
They almost went out shopping.
Yeah.
They're all supposed to go shopping.
All right, I'll let you try you, Chris.
I gotta see if Tony has it. Hey, Tone, you got a blanket? by any chance? We're gonna get a blanket. So what do you think, Ed?
I want one.
See? Hey, listen, we can make arrangements. Are you able to get it, Chris? Oh, there you go. Actually, you can put it here too because they want to look at the number here. Thank you. They want to look at the real numbers. I don't want them leaning all over the car. You know?
Oh, I got one of them, we can use this.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah.
I got one of them pads. Fender, you can't see it.
This is, to me, this is better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This way.
Okay.
You know, my buddy John has one he bought in Carlisle. It covers the whole surround, from the front to the back.
Nice.
It's like a GM.
Nice.
It lays right on top. It covers the cowl. It covers everything. Really nice. Were you able to get it, Chris?
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's clear.
So, Kyle, well, we got to look and see the back number.
It's over there.
That's why we put a blanket there.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's supposed to go.
Also supposed to have vinyl.
There it is.
Can you read
I
it?
see it. It
I like
looks
to take
like
a picture of it.
He just added the headrest.
3882667 is what.
Oh, it is a 6.7.
That's what it looks like to me. Here, can you?
6.7.
I'm gonna leave the flash.
Want to read it? Want to read it again? Let me read it.
20 years to the day I saw this with these rock.
Yeah, this is nice.
It looks like 889. I got it. Yep. 265. No, wait. 2657. It looks like. Is that right?
657.
657.
Yeah.
So 300 divided.
That's the correct box.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a picture of it though.
All right, so see if you could.
I mean, because I wonder if I could. No, I gotta do it with my phone.
Does it have a pin?
What's that? Ah, it's been repainted.
Yeah, 2657 is clear. It looks like it's
The
3892,
more I read,
Alan puts the
the
maybe.
later, the
389
late
before
60s
that.
and supposedly don't have it. But, you know,
and
Is the lighting good?
Somebody that had a
David Burrows
Yeah, I think that.
did the research on it.
Let me see. My grip core is not late.
That looks
but
good.
It's there all night.
Yeah. 3892657.
Perfect. Tom, I got a picture. I'll send it to you. There you go. Free.
We're even on the donuts.
There you go. Anything else you want to go over the motor?
Chris, was that an HE?
You like to? So is there anything, John, that you took it out? Anything that you see that's?
You know, like, I mean, you could correct 99% of it in you know, some painted valve covers, right?
See, me personally, I would put the valve covers up, but that's me.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it doesn't belong there, I don't put it in.
like you see the master cylinder cover is actually the right one.
Okay.
The replacements usually have a lump between the two.
Oh, like a little right between the two. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's correct.
I don't know if he knows that. Where is he? He should know that. Now, I know the AC cars had a 5-blade.
7-blade.
Well, I know what? I always thought that, but if you look in the NCRS book, no.
I think maybe 66 had a 7-blade.
Yes.
See, I've had all of them.
Tom, you got the right master cylinder cover.
Yeah, have the correct one.
Right.
Yeah, that's...
I gotta write down that transfer on the AC.
Oh, okay.
And he knows about the spacers on the front bumper.
Yes. I don't know if he has the original horns in this. No, he does not. I'm going to talk to him about that. Where's Tom?
This car had a fender.
All right. Okay. Okay.
And that's probably why.
Oh, okay.
That's where they would put in that piece.
You need horns.
March 6th. Yeah, March 6th, 67.
Okay.
You need some horns.
Yes,
You need to get the lookout for some horns.
there's one
Those are aftermarket.
that I put in because they didn't have one.
But if you can get them on eBay, if you can get a set,
Yeah.
even if they're used, I got a guy who restores them. They come out beautiful.
The other one's on the other side.
Is that original?
That one over there should be original.
Well, you would send both out. I got a guy you send the horns to. They came out.
Yeah,
Awesome.
because I only had the one horn, and I just
Now
scrambled to
you
get
have the
another
same
one
car,
in.
right, on?
More or less. It's a coupe, 3-speed manual,
That's
AC, 300 horse. With no power steering, no power brakes, no
That's me.
power window.
That's me. That's all across the board.
And the only other options on the car besides the AC is speed minder and red stripe
Oh, you do have
tires and
speed.
AM FM.
Okay, I only have AMF. My car was a Corpus Christi car. The only thing they put in there was
The car
air.
was originally sold in Colorado.
What's the serial number of your car?
Was 12737.
Okay.
March 6th.
March 6th, bro? My serial number is 511.
Mine's late. Mine's 21-116.
So we have 4 air cars in the club, including yours. So I got this, mine, yours, and my buddy Larry. Oh, were you able to get a picture of his cab?
Yeah.
Came out good?
Sorry, I don't have your last name. Mazzelli? M-A-Z-Z-I-N.
That's it. And mine's silver with a teal inside.
That's a nice car. I'm not a silver guy,
Most
but
of
the
them-
teal I like.
Most of them are silver and black.
I know.
Silver and teal
I
is,
know.
you know.
I like to see it one day. Yeah, well, I like to see it. Well, actually, what I'm trying to do is get all the guys together and do a photo shoot, like
Yeah, that'd be
private.
nice.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That'd be
My
nice.
buddy in the club, he said to me before we left the last meeting, he goes, "I'll do a helicopter shoot." He says he has a helicopter.
Ah, that'd be nice.
I said, "Okay." So I tried to call him.
You know who you should talk to when he has so little free time during the summer and spring? Richard. Richard
Chris.
Prince.
Yeah.
He'll do an area.
Yeah. Oh,
He has, not from the planes, but
Yeah, when I read about him, they said no.
he'll get up 30, 40 feet above the car.
that's cool. Yeah.
Down, hood's open, hood's closed,
I
whatever
mean,
you want.
he started taking pictures of my 69 before it got really cold and he wants to do a photo shoot. But he did my
See
blue
the
car.
pictures he took for the 7 generations shoot that he did at King's.
Is it in his book?
It's in Corvette magazine.
Oh, no. I don't
They
get it.
wanted a feature with 53 to C7.
Nice.
One of each.
Wow.
So my C6 is in that, the one that got told. But Phil Costello's 53's in it, Chris Fusilli's 69's in it. He went up, literally climbed up the mansion at Kings Point
Oh, I got to find that.
and took pictures.
What month and year was it?
Oh, God, I don't know, but I
If
have
you
it.
remember.
I'll look at it when I get home.
Yeah,
I'll text it.
text it to me. I got your cell number now. I put you in the phone.
Yeah, good.
I do everything text. Nobody answers emails anymore, really. So.
I know nobody even reads emails anymore except me. I read them and I answer.
Exactly. Oh, that was
You're
the
right.
other thing.
I got a guy sent text to. He answers in 3 days. A text.
It's the article about being an A.O. Smith body. Only 2,300 were produced coupes.
Right. I have a cool book. I have a book a guy wrote about midyears. It's from Amazon. And he talks just about midyears, and he was the quality control for both plants. Yeah, it's a cool book. I'll send it. Yeah, I bought it. I got it.
I got the Nolan app.
Yeah, well, I have that too. $100. John, is there a dimple there? No? Well, for guys who don't know, you.
That thing is long gone.
Hey, who are you? Yeah, same here. So there's supposed to be a dimple. There's a dimple in the fiberglass. 13 slots in. Yeah, it's crazy, right? So, yeah. It's over here. It's over here, but this car's been painted. So normally you count from here 13 slots, and there's a small dimple.
What is that?
That's factory. It's never been messed with. It's the original cow, but when they paint the cars, they always sand here, and they take it off. Little stupid stuff, but it's crazy.
For the guy judging it.
Right, they look for that. They look for little things like that. Yes, yes.
So if they find that first, they'll start finding other stuff, you know? Because that's the ticket. crazy stuff, bro.
I mean, he just added the headrest. They came out really nice. We have a guy. We have a need upholstery guy. He's great. He just did them.
He does it out of
No, he's a shop in Warwick. Yeah, if you ever need him, let me know. Yeah, I know the place. But Bobby Stone, he died. A few years ago. Oh, I know what he had. Bobby's the owner. Small thing guy. Oh, maybe he did. I don't know what he wrote. But he might have. Yeah.
The new guy took over, I guess.
Yeah, Mike. You want to go over the interior at all, or? Well, you got the right block.
I mean,
So the only thing, like, I would paint that cab black. That's supposed to be black. Yep. It's got the S in it.
For the sake of the
You know?
appearance, I went with the vanity.
I mean, there's not much. Like Joe was
I don't
saying.
know if it's worth doing anything with your manifolds or
You
not.
know what I do? I take it's called blast,
I paint over rust peel
and I
off.
put it in the cup with a little brush. I warm up. I just start the car a little bit to warm it up, and when I put it on, it just flows, and they look great.
I remember painting the exhaust pipes to where they bend here.
Right.
Because they were rotting so much. I said, no, I can't.
How'd it go?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, we learned a lot.
Pass muster?
I think so.
Yeah.
Very little.
Everybody loves the car. Yeah.